Hello, everybody. Good evening. Sorry I was late because I was spending some time with my family. We were watching a movie and it took another 15 minutes before it is completed. Anyway, today is 52nd day of my wellness series. Altogether, 60 of them I wanted to do. Even though response is not that well, I promise something and I'm going to deliver on it, and hopefully it will help somebody. Today we're going to talk about mindful movements, right? A lot of times people are given this, but they may not achieve that because they may take it as a separate activity from life and are not able to really uh, live it like natural, right? Uh, I always talk about being in the present, right? And being attentive to whatever we are doing. It could be anything. That's what I want to focus on this. How can you be attentive, aware in the moment all the time? Not like a obsessive compulsive thing, but more like a that is life, that is natural, right? So that's what we're going to explore in this. It does help you to reduce stress and anxiety, and it does help you to concentrate better, and cognition also improves. Your capacity to perceive things improves, and emotionally you will be more stable, right? The reactivity will not be there, because you are going to be very much mindful of everything. And you can increase your body awareness, thereby you won't have accidents, you won't be having problems with lack of awareness, right? People can make mistakes, can fall into things and all that. And also it kind of makes you to enjoy life better, right? Not that something should happen outside for you to be enjoying things, but whatever you do, you can derive joy from it, that kind of thing. Okay, so how are you going to integrate this attention to the present and present wakefulness or awareness into this? Suppose you are eating, right? Be aware of what is that you are eating, how does it smell, how does it taste, and you can savor that. And also you can really enjoy the food, not because you have to be a foodie and eat a lot, but whatever bite you take and you kind of enjoy it. French do that though. They take a 1.5 hour to 2 hours lunch break, and then they have so many things that they can taste and smell and talk about, and then enjoy it. Okay, that I thought that was a very good process that they do. And suppose you are showering, and while you're showering you can feel the water on your back, you can feel the warmth of the water or cold of the water, or see the body is responding to that, and you're enjoying that, right? People enjoy it in the dip in the river and all that, but you can do it in your regular shower. Okay, and another thing I really want physicians and nurses to know is because they walk in the corridors quite a bit. So when you're walking, you can be mindful of each step as it's touching the ground or carpet or whatever you're walking on, and you can focus on that instead of getting lost in thought. Okay, and then whenever somebody is talking to you, or you are in a meeting, or you are in a social audio app like this, you can be very mindful of what you are listening, whom you are listening, what is their tone, what is their intention, what is the meaning. All that will be very good. And also, most important thing is be aware of your breath all the time. That is a very difficult thing to a lot of people, but you can start with maybe in the morning and the evening. Be aware of your breath as you breathe in, as you hold it, as you breathe out. Be aware of the touch of that air on your tip of the nose. That is something. Usually, I do it in the morning with my class. Then they can be in the present and they can really be very focused. So I ask them, be here and now, be in the present moment. Touching that breath thing is completely easy, and do it. And then when you start it in the morning and put the your mind at bay instead of running with a lots of thoughts going to the past or the future, you can just stay with what is happening here and now. How is the weather, how are the plants, how are the animals around me, how are people around me, what is going on, and all that. That kind of anchoring to the present moment you can accomplish better in the morning if you first do that. Take deep breaths, focus on the breath, and then make sure that you are in with each breath. And then you can carry that like a simple maneuver that you can do all day, like a perfume. You carry that. That's whatever I use usually, and then at the end of the day you feel much better, right? I also want people to do 1 minute breathing every 1 hour. The more you do, the more you bring presence to you and the deep breathing, you will be less reactive to whatever is happening in life. Rather, you will be assessing that and taking a considered action to do, and then you respond to the task. So it's not that you are lazy and you don't to do that, but you are going to respond to the situation with all your might. See, in Sanskrit, there are two parts of the brain that they describe about. One is called manas, which is more like our limbic system, emotional center that reacts immediately somebody says something, right? And that's the lower brain they talk about, animal instinct like. But it is a discriminatory human specialty is there is what is called buddhi. That is the uh, wise intellect that you have that knows what that knows the truth and not truth, and what is what. And with that, what happens is your entire thing really becomes something like a excuse me. So your entire system is not going to be emotionally reacting and making things worse for you. So you could consider other people's viewpoint, or you could say maybe they need some explanation of this, so they may be mistaken about things, right? So all that consideration and discrimination comes into applying this higher mind, or called buddhi. Okay, so this is a very important aspect in yoga meditation, where you kind of know your reactions through the day and reflect on them at the end of the day, and then you can decide how you can respond next time. That is how you learn to be more peaceful, more together, more emotionally non-reactive. Okay, which is a very healthy thing too, because if you are reacting for small things with emotional reaction, which takes you to extremes of emotion like anger or rage or whatever, then you will have your blood pressure high, you will have stress hormones come up, which is not good for your wellness, right? That is commonsensically everybody know. But are you able to do that during the day, right? You can do that if you are not taken away by your thoughts, but you are using your other faculties which are much higher, and then you will not be reacting like that. Okay, so I teach what is called react versus responding to things. So when you can apply this considered discriminatory intellect, then that's called buddhi in yoga. You will be doing things, but you will not be emotionally so liable. Okay, it comes with the job, but waking up in the morning, focusing on the breath, focusing on being in the present, and doing that attention all day. And then at the end of it, reviewing on a daily basis, you will be able to get this, sublimation of the lower brain, which is the manas, and really reacting from the higher brain, which is the buddhi. Okay, so this is very important to be able to be attention aware in the moment. That's what I prefer than mindfulness, because in mindfulness it applies like you are applying the whole mind. But what you need is emptied mind, so that you can react from the fact what is in front of you, rather than your own conclusions from the past or your own fears of the future. What you want to react is from the awareness of the situation right in front of you. What is sacred. So see the what is with empty mind, with the beginner's mind. That's what I always talk about and I practice, and that's what I was trying to share with you also. So these are all some of the tips we will say. The better thing would be put some reminders for us in the morning when you get up doing the wellness club. That is the reminders, right? And also you can, if you are doing on your own practice, maybe a reminder in the morning right after you get up. If you do it, you would let your mind caught up in the thought network, right? You can use the thought, but don't be a slave to the thought network. And then uh, the change of day and night, that is the time you want to use it, because that's when we are really vulnerable, consciously. That's why in the morning, dawn, before the sun rises, and after evening, just as the sun sets, but then still there's light. Okay, so change of day to night, night to day. That's what we want to do. And the more regular you practice this, the more it becomes a habit, and the more it becomes really something that helps you better relations, concentration, doing work better, and also health, because the stress hormones are not there. Okay, and one thing you want to do is you want to be patient with yourself. Don't assume that you're going to be silent, you're going to be non-reactive right away. It takes a lot of time and personal commitment, and also really reviewing these things and then learning from your own behavior. Okay, so you can also have some training. Go to anybody. I'm always open. I always teach people who come to me. So yeah, so many videos, so many things are there, but then a lot of people have their own conceptions of these things. You don't need any concept. What is here now, able to perceive that takes understanding of the thought structure and sublimating the thought structure. Okay, so these are very important things. That's why I come and teach, but I get very poor response in this app, but that's okay. I'm kind of putting it out there for anybody who wants to use it. Okay, so that shows me that they are not really going deeper into themselves, but they want a quick solution. That doesn't happen in inner matters. Okay, so that's why be patient with yourself. Do these things slowly but continuously, as much as possible. That will be good for you. Okay, so that is today's topic, and tomorrow we'll go to do what is the gratitude gesture. How can you be gratitude over everything? We're going to talk about that. Okay, so the as I said, I was occupied with the family. That's why I came late. But I'm committed. That's why I wanted to finish this. Okay. So, anybody has any comments or any of your own practices that you do on having mindful moments in the day? You can come up and tell me about it. Otherwise, I will see you again tomorrow with another wellness tip. That will be 53 day. Today is 52, and tomorrow is will be 53 day. Very soon I'll be done. This week is done, and next week I'm completely done. Okay. Uh, Thank you, and I'll see you again tomorrow.